Good day, maayong buntag sa tanang tanaw na to karon, no? Welcome to our special Kapihan sa PIA. Nanukal kita gikan sa Regional Office of the Department of Science and Technology. And this is a special Kapihan, no? Because this is one of the requests to ang Department of Science and Technology Regional Office in sa Cebu for an upcoming activity nila na regional, no? Dili sa Cebu nila i-hold. So, kini si Rachel Nesha, gikan sa Philippine Information Agency, Region 7, and we are live karon sa Facebook page ng PIA Cebu. So, welcome sa nagtanaw nato. And of course, we will be on delayed telecast as well over Sky Cable Cebu. So, to all our televiewers, maayong buntag, may adlaw sa nato, no? And we have guests here from DOST and two other member institutions, no? This is regarding the 2019 Central Visayas Health Research and Innovation Conference na i-hold this year sa DOST from May 9 to 10 for this year. And this is an annual conference na aduna sila yung mga topics and themes that they'll be taking up regarding research innovations for improved health and wellness. So, kung ka pa interesado, no? Kaya wala uso kaayo karon yung mga health and wellness, but we will be asking our panelists later ganong importante ang research and what are the innovations right now for health and wellness. So, before we move on with our discussion, I'd like to introduce first ang ato ang panelists for our special Kapihan. Today, we have the Assistant Regional Director of the Technical Operations Division for DOST Region 7, as well as the Coordinator for the Central Visayas Consortium for Health Research and Development, or the CVCHRD, Engineer Jesus Zamora. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rachel. Good morning sa tanang naminaw o nagtanaw sa ilang TV karon.
Yes, DOST is sponsoring ato ang special Kapihan. We are here sa ilang conference room. And then we also have with us the Vice Chair of the CVCHRD and the Director for the Office of the Academic and International Linkages from the Cebu Institute of Medicine, Dr. Thelma-La Rosa-Fernandez. Good morning, Dr.
Good morning sa tanan naminaw karon na ako today. I hope makatapos mo ako sa iyong buhaton for the next PANS conference.
Yes, thank you, Doc. And we also have with us the Chair for the CVCHRD Executive Committee and IRB for the CIM Cebu Velez General Hospital. We have with us Dr. Manuel, Emerson, Donaldo. Good morning, sir.
May gusto, Shell, may gusto Doc and Sir Jess, and also may gusto natutanan sa naminaw o nagtanaw sa atong sundaya for sure.
I'm trying not to be intimidated, no? Kaya atong panel, engineer, we have an engineer and two doctors with us, no? So, research medyo karon, this is the opportunity for our listeners, no, atong audience to understand research better, no? Because this is an important role when it comes to new technology and innovation. So, before we start, to start our discussion, I'd like to ask si Sir Jess from the CVCHRD and DOST, no, regarding a brief lang, sir, introduction about kaning ato ang Central Visayas Health Research and Innovation Conference that we will be holding this year.
Okay, salamat, Shell. Ang atong Central Visayas Health Research Innovation Conference will be held on May 9 and 10 at sa CIT University. Every year, this is spearheaded by the Central Visayas Health Research and Development Consortium, no? CVCHRD. So, Central Visayas Health Consortium, Health Consortium is being supported by the DOST through the Philippine Council for Health Research and Development. Doon naman tayo itawag na balaod, Republic Act No. 10532 kagingon sa Philippine National Health Research System na kinahanglan doon na yung kada region sa Health Research Consortium. Pero doon kaya rin atong Health Research Consortium, naguna ni sa Balaod. Kanang Balaod, isunod na lang na siya. So, usa sa gibuhat sa consortium, aron pagpaabot sa mga researches nga nahimo bahin sa health. Nagkauyon ang tanan sa consortium to have an annual conference. Sa atong conference, atong i-present ang mga on-site bago through research and development nga nakapot pati health sa atong mga panglawas. O usa sa dinhi anisad na to makita atong magtigi ng mga may lacking na itong mga institution ang ilang mga health researches doon na contest student and professional. So kay ang mudaog din sa atong health research nga ang atong mga R&D nga nahimo ato na nato siya dunay contest on the national sa Philippine National Health Research System Conference will be August na siya. Sa wala o August din na siya. Every second week of August. Naanan siya. Kaya mo na itawag PIA week.
Oh, okay.
So, ang sa last year, ito tas Baguio, this year it would be in Cagayan de Oro. So, kini siya ang conference. Dili lang ang atong mga researches, kung dili, on-site nakita mo sa mga researches sa health nga magamit sa katauhan kay panagingon nga mo ba mahal ngayon ganun research mahal pero ang research manggod daghan na siya tumong una is magkakamot ng technology so doon na kay technology din ang ikaduhaan na is it will be support in making a policy. So, ang mga atong mga policy makers nga nung nakaka-up sila ito doon ay kanang universal healthcare. Dugay na siya na research sa ihimo sa nagagi-fundan sa CVCHRD. Nihimo siya output mo na nakakuha na. So those are ang research that po kayo siya gamit sa atong policy makers. So, amon din siya ipakabot nila. Labi na yung mga research nga involved sa mga social dimensions.
Yes, oo.
At po yun din siya kasagaran mo igot sa atong policy makers. No? So, mao na siya giato doon tayo sa mga topic na ito karon na i-discuss na ito Donaldo. Doon ay social dimensions of health, the wellness and well-being of research. No? So, mao na nga amo giawhag ang katumat na minaw karon sa pagtampo mo, no?
Because this is open.
This is open, no? This is open to the public. Dunay pero amo sa gi-encourage ang sa kadaghan sa kanang mga research institutions doon na tayo 30 ka membro na karon. Doon na tayo moabot, no? So kini ang naglangko pili atong consortium doon ay mga eskwelahan sa medical schools, mga hospitals, government and private hospitals, no? So unya dili lang ni sa Cebu, doon ay sa Bohol, doon ay sa City Hall, doon ay sa Negros, so all over the region. So mao na siya doon na kita conference nga buhaton aron kung sa ilang mga pang-studio dito atong maibaw mga pang-studio dito atong maibaw.
That's really interesting, Sir Jess, because I never considered research that way, no? Basis siya for policy making. Oo. Muna yun nga, data-based, research-based, no? Para effective, evidence-based, para effective yun ang balaod na i-implementar. Briefly lang po, Sir Jess, no, how many participants are we expecting for the conference? Libre ba na siya? Open man to the public?
This is open to the public. Pero ang among per institution, among gilimitan 10 per institution.
Okay.
Imagine we have 30 member institutions times 10, so 300 na.
I see.
But we encourage general public to kanang the exhibits. Na exhibit. Doon na tayo mga plenary kuha. Kanang kung kini mo atong kuha ng 10 per institutions kay amo na silang delivery for the food, the katong mga materials, no? Pero ang general public can come, listen, they can ask questions.
Yun, because it's really interesting. Now, we'll find out later on as we move along kung unsa ning ang mga topics that they'll be taking up because the research topics, I mean the theme for the conference changes every year, no? So we'll ask later no, kung ano ning gausog-usog ning ilahang topic. But sir, asa ang venue niya? Kanus-ani siya?
Ang venue sa conference, ato ni siya balimbag-ingon sa kada institusyon. So last year, ito ni siya sa CNU. This year, it will be at CIT University.
CIT University.
Okay. Ang dagang ganahan mo host, no? Sila yung ganahan mo host sa conference. So, ako na yung ibalik-balik.
So this is what time, sir? Like ang opening is on May 9.
May 9 at 9.
9 in the morning sa CIT.
Sa CIT University. Yes.
Sige. Then, thank you, Sir Jess. I'd like to ask si Dr. Fernandez, no, kaning ato ang research because ano mang good na ang research usan ni sa mga dili kayo welcome sa mga estudyante kay lisod, hassle, buhaton, but how do we encourage research, ma'am, especially in health and wellness, and kung sa man kadako gyud ang impact ng research?
Actually, in all the medical schools, research is really a subject. So it's part of the curriculum. So bisag asa ka medical school, the students will have to undergo or to undertake researches. So there are two kinds na usually na ipanimo o during the first 2 years, the basic medical research. Will be more, not really, it's for the students at the school. But in the third year, these are the applied researches.
Applied researches.
So many logical researches. So they go out to the community, identify what problems that we may have, or they might be thinking of something that affects them, something that affects the people that we will be serving, and something that will be affecting the community, and will be a basis sort of as an evidence-based, some evidence-based data that will help the government do something in relation to the researches that they have been undertaking. Of course, it's a very tedious process because it's a part, they have to go out and they have to talk among themselves, they have to interview, especially when they will be third year. But that is a very important thing for them because we believe that in the medical schools, ang atong mo in different stages will be what we call the informative. They will understand the things that we will be talking about. Then at the end, the transformative thing, that they will be leaders, that they will know what we will be doing with them will be serving the people. So those are the processes that we would like to impress on the students. So they have been going, and you will be surprised how they will be able to think of researches in terms of the people. We are looking into researches about HIV. And so we also encourage, even the faculty. Of course, a little bit we have the difficulty with the faculty. Okay, they are busy in the practice, they are busy in the school, but you really have to encourage them.
Undertaking research. Kita mga social issues that need to be looked into. Kaning for Dr. Fernandez, aside from being with CIN, the Cebu Institute of Medicine, you're also the vice chair for the CVCHRD. Kaning research that are being done by the students and also the research that received sa CVCHRD, are they open? Can they be accessed by interested organizations who might, probably, I don't know, use it for their ilahang services that they do? Okay, si Dr. Donaldo ang makatubag.
for the researchers, for member institutions, naganahan mo mag-fund, no? Sa atong fund, sa PCHRD, sa CVCHRD. Submit sila ang council proposal to the technical review board, and then kung ma-approve sa technical review board, pwede na sila fund. But of course, kinahalan sila i-approve sa ethics review board, meaning ang kailangan research is ethically sound. About board sa ethics, research ethics.
So this will be funded by...
There is a facilitated funding.
Okay.
That is a research.
Is it ang take cap ninyo as minimum how much are we looking at ang budget research?
Sa fund sa research for the regional funding, kami rin mo evaluate ang fund will be given to us. It's 500,000.
Wow.
So 500,000 and below regional research fund. More than that, after evaluation, among ihatag sa central office which PCHRD will be giving the funding. Ang funding karon sa research dili na kayo limited.
Okay.
There's so much funding for research.
Okay.
Ang problema naman ang proposals.
Ayan, that was going to be my next question.
Ang problema naman ang proposals.
Daghan ba ang kasubmit of proposals?
Well, sa karon daghan o gikuan sila sa daghan o proposals karon na submitted. In the first quarter alone, we had 12 proposals nga gi-evaluate, no?
Okay.
12 proposals na siya capsule, the 9 are into full-blown proposals. Kaya ang process mo na to, di na to sila pahimo ng full-blown proposal. Amo sa tanaw nila capsule proposal, aron di sila mahago pa. So, kini siya ng proposal, so they go into the full-blown proposal. Dahil yung review, then una pa siya mo ang ma-approve siya sa review board, i-endorse sa DOST sa PCHRD.
Okay. Increasing ba? Like you said, 12 for the first, is it increased for first quarter? Is it increasing? And also, would you like to see more pa ba? Kinahanglan pa ba tawag?
Right now, it's increasing. Last year, we have only 4.
For the total year,
4 last year, no?
We hope to deepen the minds of our students and of our way that we will know that it can be funded.
Yeah.
Kaya hindi ba yan lalim? Kana lang pag-imo sa questionnaire, pag-rise. Things like that. And the transport that we will be doing, ang ilang magasto when we go to the area, especially for the applied researchers. I mean, I'm talking about the medical students. Kunya umupili sila o lagyo kayong mga lugar. Like for example, one of our students were taking out kung sa ganito ano sila sa alcohol. Like there was a research that they were looking into a plant. Ako kaya na.
Yeah, it really needs money. Okay, like expenses involved.
And that is the thing. Well, of course, the student na malagang nagkahalo ka namin.
Dala na siya.
Dala na nasa enjoyment nila. Especially they will be going as a group. That's why we really try to encourage our students to do researches.
Because
we let them understand that this is not for them, but it is for their country and for everybody else. And it will help them in their practice. And then it will develop some sort of leadership thing. And kung ma-publish, it's an added qualification for them.
Can publish yung medical journals? Okay, let's say, prestige na niyo, bragging right na niyo, for the country. So this is, kanong naminaw na to, or nagtanaw na to, if you have something na may nakita na issue na pwedeng ma-address in the health industry, there is a funding involved. Pwedeng makahatag ang CVCHRD o tabang kaninyo. Pero sa may process
ma-apply sila sa TRD, Technical Review Committee. Apply sila na proposal, and then kailangan tanawin ang sa TRD kung pwede ba para i-elevate mag-funded. Yeah, ethical kami sa Institutional Review Board, kami yung tanong kung ethical ba ang ilang hambuhat.
Anong ethical? What do you mean by ethical, sir?
There is a good way of doing it and there's a bad way of doing it. So we want the good way of doing it.
So ang process sa research, yung tanawin.
Nasa interview ng mga bata. So, tanaw dito mi, kung saan mga question, na ilang ganito. Kaya tingali o ka na ang lain-lain nila kung question. And then, kung panalita na sila interview ng mga pasyente, wala na sila makalapag sa confidentiality law. Okay, kasi ka na. So, what a good way.
That's good, no? Kaya naaday nagtanaw rin during the
some member institutions, not perfectly, all of the member institutions have already their own research ethics board.
Okay, so para dito palang daan sa ilaha sa school, na higher chances na of winning, inigabot na sa inyo ha. Kaya, ano na siya? Review already.
Ang katulita ilang mga papers, kung panalitan, kailangan sila na mag-capacitate ang ilang institutions, kailangan sila mga instrumento, pwede din ang po ang CVCHRD mo, ang mga messengers, elevate na sila sa DOST, mga instrumento sa the government is very supportive of that.
Okay, good. That's good news, no? Kaning karon no nakita nato na magay funding na pwedeng natay institution, no? Organization that can fund researches. Ako lang with Dr. Donaldo, because na-mention nato itong mga topics, no? I have a list here sa inyong topics that will be tackled during the conference nato for May 9 to 10. Naalin ni one is on social dimensions of health and wellness, innovations in biomedical devices, then health and wellness. Doc, can you give lang a teaser on these topics that will be discussed?
In relation to drug dependency, bawa kita every day na magbinay ko ang news about drug addicts and everything, and the government is very aggressive in trying to quell that, trying to stop that, and trying to prevent drug addiction. Ang mga tao sa kita, ganun kami ba kung sabay naabot na sa medical, no? What has the medical world done already about drug dependency, about drugs? So, is there a set of people na ma-at-risk, na mas daghan ba sa mga lalaki, mas daghan ba sa katutuang tagas o edukasyon? What are the risk factors therefore for you to become a drug dependent? Kung sa may effect niya sa pamilya, sa society, if you're a drug dependent, so wala siya itakol niya. Hindi sa kaya ang discuss niya ang tarit man. So at least there is also a divine dimension. There is already a medical dimension. Pare siya at the same time a doctor.
Okay. Is this because nag-conduct siya research, that's why he's giving a lecture, or this is based on his
He's into it.
Okay.
Research and also immersed siya in
Okay, interesting.
siya sa drug rehabilitation.
From a local ni ato ang lecturer from the region. Okay. Then kaning social jet lag among Filipinos to.
Okay. Siguro ako makuhaan sa Madlang people. Di ba ang atong mga kauban, mga kaon, and then supposed to be socialized na. Sige naman kaon. Tanaw sa ito ang mga
cellphones.
So, social dimension. So, jet lag ta.
So you call it a social jet lag.
Saan ba ta in terms of social interactions? Our
Yeah.
kids are not anymore playing buwan-buwan or tubig-tubig. Cellphone na.
Okay, so
social interaction.
So
does that have an impact on our kids?
Very interesting. Okay, social jet lag din na siya mauna. Kaning siguro HIV and sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah, I think everybody knows na kita here in Cebu, taas ang incidence sa HIV, no? For many reasons. So we want to understand kung unsa na siya atong ibuhat, unsa na siya atong achievements, unsa na siya atong tanagam. Again, hindi na siya masamot o tulbong kung incidents. Okay, it's really alarming, it's really an epidemic, and we don't like that. No? And we want to control it. So, muna siya what are the things that the medical world is already doing, especially us here in Cebu?
Okay, Cebu na ba? For those who don't know yet, but kanang Cebu, it has one of the highest cases of HIV, no, in the country sa national nato na level. So, muli nga, this was really critical nga issue ang HIV. And also, ano lang na ako, Doc, no, na it is also a forum to correct misconceptions.
Right, very true.
Oo, okay. Dahil ano kung madungan yung mga misconception about HIV, how it is spread.
Yes, that's true. Lingkod lang ka.
Oo, how it is done. Remember the, katong nakita nila ng syringes during the, there was a false information being spread around. So this is also a venue to correct misconceptions because these are science giving atong istoryahan diri. And there's another one, Doc, under sa health and wellness na ay diet, and then there's also one sa anti-aging and regenerative medicine. I'm sure the ladies would be interested in this.
Ito, Jesus, daghan na kayo mga diet, mga keto, mga fat diets, ito, intermittent fasting, 16 hours, eating after 6. So, the speaker would like to also address the misconceptions and then triumphs, the successes of these different diets. Kung asa ba yun ang evidence to really use that or to decrease your weight. Pati na katong medyo pregnant already.
So kanina na critical, no? It's really interesting ang topics na gipili nila for this year. And madala ra ba din sa 2 days? Is it really just limited to 2 days? Or
Yes, amo yan dito.
before it was also 2 days na po. Ikapila na nina to? The conference. The 4th conference na po, no? So, sige Sir Jess, naakabatay, like, how do we, in kanang member institutions, you said, Sir, na kanang you might see more pa nga mo apply to be a member sa CVCHRD. For those na wala pa, na interesado, how do they go about it?
Yeah, doon na tayo duha atong awardan as part of the program. Awardan ko sa new members. So those who are interested, he can write to the CVCHRD, to the consortium secretariat, to Dr. Louis. Dr. Louis is the chair of the consortium, vice president sa Cebu Doctors. So, they can write to Dr. Louis, the chair of the consortium, so that they will be applying as a member. Then we will create a evaluation team. Now, there's an evaluation team who will go there. We have the criteria. Ano tanaw na mo if they really are fit to be a member of the consortium. Di lang sa mo, sa kinsa lang. Pwede, no? So, tanaw na mo. So, tanaw na mo if they're doing research, they have medical schools or colleges, yan. So, doon na mo evaluate. So after that, the evaluation team will recommend to the council, because we have the council headed by Dr. Pruitt, and it's being approved by the council, so they become.
Do they pay anything for the membership?
No.
Okay.
So the membership is free.
Free, no? But what are the benefits, Sir Jess, of being a member?
A member, one is you will be able to share some facilities of the member also. Like, there's an ethics committee required sa health research may pinakalisod, no? Kaya some are dealing with people, some are dealing with animals. Sa animals, nag-ethics. Ika-diretso mo patay o mouse. So this is what
the Animal Welfare Act, law, di ba?
So, dili ka pwede mo patay lang o mas sa imong research. it will undergo pag of ethics. No, na ethics ba ng animals? So, sa tao, sa hayop, no? So, it's, kaya muna yung nakalisyon sa health research. So, there are, not all of the members have the ethics committee in their institution. So, they can use the ethics committee sa consortium or sa ethics committee of other members to do ethics review, approval sa lahat. Sa animal, not all. There are only very few of animal ayakok, they call it the ayakok, no? I could not remember the animal care. So, there are only very few. So, i-share yan po na nila. So, you have shared facilities and then like this, we also provide some support on we do the trainings, we provide the resource person. This is we will find for them the experts sa kanilang mga trainings like siguro doctors doing biosafety trainings, no? So we provide sa ethics committee training, we provide them the training. So daghan din silang makuha sa member institution. The research funds they can submit, no? So that's how daghan na, no?
They will apply lang with DOST.
The consortium.
The consortium. Asan makontak na to ang?
Sa DOST.
Sa DOST, oh. So just contact na lang DOST for details, no? On how you can, if you're an institution involved in research and science or health, you can contact DOST. So, we have with us our friends from the media na nag-cover sa special Kapihan karon. So, we're opening the floor, no? Kung na ay mga pangutana, ang atong mga kakaubanan dito sa media. I'd like to ask our panelists, since I think there has been so many improvements already, no, for research. The government, the government has been providing technical support, funding is there, but currently sa karon, like last year there was only 4. So this first quarter of this year we have 12 research proposals. What are you seeing as a challenge right now when it comes to research? Okay, I think it's really a very critical, dako ang impact of research, dako ang iyang importansya not only in health development, social development as well. Pero naabang may nakita ng mga challenges right now that we need to address pa. Sige, Sir Jeff.
As we are very much into providing support for research institutions, and challenges we have is on the capability of the institution. Una, ang research institution, kinahanglan i-develop ang iyang research capability, like facilities. So,
Facilities
sa school, to conduct research. So, kasagaran sa mapupasabit nga researches are more on kanang mga interviews, nagsara kayo ang clinical na mga research. Because ang facility na ito, wala tayong mga laboratory. So, that's a challenge with that. Yeah. Ikaduha is kining research culture. Kailangan din na itong i-develop na research culture. That's why DOST is trying to provide most of the funds now to the region. Before, ang mga research funds sa DOST, nasintro na sa UP, at Nasa you can make a count on the fingers. So right now, DOST is trying to focus its funds on the region. So we're trying to develop the region. So if the region needs kanang mga expertise, we are willing to provide the funds for the institution so that somebody can lead them into doing the research. Right now, we have the Balik Scientist program in which we are encouraging our mga researchers abroad, no, to come back to the Philippines, do research, help the institution. One of the speakers na doon ni mapakakuan sila Dr. Donaldo, kini si Dr. Rico Sala. Dr. Rico Sala is not a medical doctor practicing in the Philippines. He's a medical doctor practicing in the US. A Harvard graduate siya. Pero Graduate niya sa CIT University.
Local, ano nila ito, local talent.
Taga-Negros na siya, no? Nag-retire na siya. And ang iyang kuha ni expertise sa steam sales. Wala siya, na-surgery siya sa steam sales. No? Ako din siya ng marine scientist on alternative kay steam cells and alternative medicine. So, kailangan mga traditional medicine. So, he will be studying the Sikhi humor and the traditional medicine. In fact, he was just there last Holy Week observing and the practice and how they prepare the quality. There is scientific basis of what they are doing.
Okay.
Only that they don't know.
Traditional,
That's traditional, but that's their scientific basis of what they are doing. Only that we are not trying to tell them that this is how they are processing it. So Dr. Rico Sala he was, when I told him about the conference, he said, I will speak for that, no?
So, part siya sa...
Part siya, so we are trying to develop what we call the research culture because technology cannot be developed without research. Policy cannot be improved without research. Because if you just do policy through opinion, so it will not stand on mga scrutinies, no? So it should be evidence-based. So kanang mga technology, like dinila, technology ron nga, part din sa itong conference is kining biomedical devices, no? You know, kasi ang head sa biomedical devices program, which is funded by CVCHRD, wala na sila ka ng robotics para sa movement therapies, mga nagkakailangan lang mahimulasan sila gihimong biomedical devices. Ang head na nila si Dr. Nilo Bugtay. So kaya pamilya wala na apelido. Bugtay. That's from Liloan. So taga-Liloan na si Dr. Bugtay, no? He graduated sa USGR.
Wow.
So, malaka ako sa imbitar ng menahan kaysa. In fact, they will be doing some siguro training on biomedical devices. Kaya ang research ko doon sa health does not only involve ang health sciences, including the engineering, IT,
technology.
So, mga technology.
Tech din na, like kaning watch, kaning mga Fitbit nga mga apps, no? Yes, Doc, di ba nga, naanay katong tracking, not only I also saw na naanay pwedeng mo scan sa for x-ray na watch ra. Sige, Miss Irene.
Considering that you're in your 4th year now, so have you received any research that could be considered breakthrough or has practical application?
Yes.
We would love to have that, no? But as of the moment, doon na yung mga researches nga potentials, but we have for the 4th year already. Ngayon na itong, those are mga researches nga, there are innovative researches ibang ipong, but not really very high impact nga mga research, no? So they're using technology, GIS, something, no? In fact, last year, ang winners on the poster category was University of San Carlos, sa nationwide, no? It was using GIS on the research of something. So, but in terms of a breakthrough na kayo ng high impact, not yet.
Something to look forward to.
Considering, sir, you mentioned that there's a need for the universities also to have their own capability for clinical research. So, are there any incentives given to educational institutions to encourage them to have that? Because as you said, really need researchers that will stay in the country. Because that is one of the, I think, the reasons why all our very good researchers are based in abroad because they have the
facilities.
Yeah, that's right. All our good researchers are in the other countries because they can work there in their laboratories, no? So that is the problem of the Balik Scientist program. because those scientists will come back to the Philippines and say, oh, this is your laboratory. This is my high school lab. But, you know, we're trying to slowly build it up. DOST is, we are funding state universities, not the private. No.
Science.
So some mga,
Technology.
state universities yan, kanang CBU,
okay.
state universities and colleges. So there are mga, we are starting developing their laboratories, no? They submit proposals, including the equipment that we are going to use, no? But we cannot, siguro with our limited sa kayo funds, we cannot immediately build. But what we are building right now are the manpower capabilities sa kining mga tao. So we are sending a lot of masters and PhDs to so we are developing the manpower like sa mga research, so you not go into the doctor field, no? So higher degree,
Yeah. I think I'd like to probably ask for input, the thoughts of Dr. Fernandez. Okay, she used to be the dean also of CIM. So kani atong schools ba ma'am that do not have, there's still a lack of kani facilities that would support research as one of the challenges.
What we're doing is supporting the students for their expenses, especially if we can get or makahatag na whatever they need in terms of sa mga ilang gamiton for the research. And of course, we give contests and prizes for the best researches that have been done. And for the faculty, we give honorariums if we will be doing researches in relation to, especially if you would consider it as being done in the school. And we do try to encourage them if the papers are being presented in international conferences. They are given
A prize for
incentive for that
when they present it
they will be presented because they will be representing the school.
They're bringing the name of the school.
And the students' researchers, the residents' researchers, we really give them support.
Okay. Because I think the labs, the facilities, they need money, no?
Yeah.
Or to set that up, big money.
And CVCHRD is very, very willing to fund it if it will be a very good research.
Okay.
And that suggests
Yes. So, wala yun na suno kung naamoy na ang ganahan ninyong buhatan ng research. You don't have any excuse anymore na everything is there for you to access as long as you just need to submit ng proposal. Makapasar lang tanong sa screening process. So, do you have any other questions?
Dr. Fernandez, I heard about research culture. I would just like to know if that particular culture has already existed in the country, and if it does, how deep-rooted it is or how shallow it is, and how do you rate it in terms of being entrenched, in comparison with other countries.
Research culture sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, to be honest about it, if we are talking about medical institutions of learning, we are far behind so many of the countries, the developed countries abroad. Because, for one, the support of the different institutions, but I will be talking about my institution. We are really going into supporting as much as possible the research facility. Whatever we have the research committees, Dr. Donaldo is our IRB head. So as much as possible, we are trying to encourage, especially if we are thinking that we have the capability in terms of the student population that we have. We would like very much to encourage them to be researchers. And we are trying to feel our way around. Try to encourage them to get the best faculty that we can to take care of the research committees that we have. And slowly, we are getting researches that are good researches from the students, good researches from the residents. Although, I have to be frank about it, we still need researches from our faculty. Because, of course, you must remember that faculty, especially doctoral faculty, are at the same time practicing, they have to earn their keep. And it is really true that if you will depend on research alone, yes, you will not be able to support your family unless you will be getting the funding that are the international researches that we've been doing before. CIM was moving to have very good researches in coordination or in cooperation with universities of the United States like the Virginia University, Polytechnic University, Cornell University, but this funding that collaborated research, and that was where we were getting really good funding. And we have to think, and we have cooperation with the different universities abroad. Linkages. And that is what we are looking into now again. The linkages that we will be getting, because with the changes in the different changes and the curriculum that we were having, a little bit the research was a little bit sidetracked. But then we are really looking into that again. So we have to have the linkages.
So considering that researchers, health researchers come few and far between, is it correct to say that what we call research culture has not as yet existed in this country? Or it is in the barren stage yet?
Yeah, we have to encourage that. We really have to encourage that among our students and our faculty. And I would say, as a part of the CVCHRD here, that the government is really very helpful, very supportive. And that is what we are trying to really let the students understand that we have funding.
And I think
we are supported.
yes, Murang, I think that's one role that the conference plays ba? Because it brings together all the researchers and the potential researchers, no, ang future researchers. So they can see nga mauna ni ang impact and that unsa may mabuhat nila para sa ilang community if they also follow the same footsteps, no, sa mga current researchers nga muna maka-inspire ning balik scientist program, no, sa gobyerno kay they will be seeing that not only are they helping the country but it's also sila po mismo, it's also for their own development, no, bring pride to the country, to their school, their college, no, where they came from. Okay, their research will bring them places also.
And if I may add, you know, some of our students are really, if you just look, we have varied students from the different areas of the country. So kung makakita lang ka, how dedicated they are. Because we send our students to 2 months in the community in the last year of their schooling. And they can see the different problems that the people has. Kaya makita bitaw nila, then we encourage them to go home. Paulit mo. Because that is where you are needed as doctors. And you can see that is our research in CIM.
Yeah.
Who sort of sending them out. Naging ko kami paper about the effect of the students during the 2 months stay there. Kaya makita ang yun nila, especially if they're assigned in Compostela, they're assigned, you know how it is, when we go to the community, we stay for 2 months in the community.
Immersion nila.
So makita din nila.
Okay, last.
Sige, last.
In a nutshell, what do you think should the government do in order to create a vibrant health culture in the country? Just in a nutshell.
Sa may kinahanglan na pa ba?
Encourage mga tao na mga nasa isang health na naging part of health research culture. So in a nutshell, kung sa kay ang buhaton, Doc,
would like to
Before that, I would like to further sa katong giingon ni Director about sa research culture. Medyo layo pagita kay in terms of kanang published data or dili pa, in terms of sa world o na ato mga researchers na published pa sa literature. Mura o dili sa Cebu ang taas-taas na orang po is San Carlos, and then sa Manila is UP Diliman talaga. So medyo dati ako pataganon na nagagandang. Yeah, I think in terms of katong this is a very good way of educating everybody. Pwede din ito mag-research sa small and big, kasi importante sa kanana agenda ang gobyerno, nagipang paano siya, identify na siya, okay, what are the researchable agenda, like mga TB, emerging infections, HIV, STD, sexually transmitted diseases, kaya identify niya siya sa government, and I think, angay siguro kung ibauhan niya sa mga tao, kung saan siya ang rura, identify an agenda for the government that they can fund, and then they can fund very big, very highly, kaya mga funding of millions. So I think that's one way of inculcating to them, pwede din mo research, pwede din mo funds in research, kanilang mga agenda ang inyong i-focus.
Sige.
Continued support. Continued full support
In terms of what?
everything.
Continue and maybe
Believe in the system that are being done so we can use it. And of course, financial support.
yeah, I'm sure improve pa unya na ang support na to, especially if we start receiving more research proposals. So mura yun ay kinahanglan na to let ang kaning submit more research proposals from our kaning member institutions, and probably more from usually students. They're doing it in compliance but atong faculty who are already there na may challenges, but again your country needs you. Kinahanglan research is very important. So to wrap up ang form, I'd like to ask each of our guests to give probably kung probably encourage the community and the public, and also katong interested nga mo attend sa conference, and if naapatay mga pahabol o paapas ng mga announcements. Let's start with Sir Jess.
Again, we'd like to invite you to our fourth CVCHRD Research Innovation Conference. We're doing this to show that research is not just a thing of the scientist or what. Research is fun. So doing research is fun. It's not good. So it will develop you personally, professionally, and will help the community. So please come and listen to the lectures.
Thank you, Sir Jess. Dr. Fernandez.
I think I've said enough, and I hope that kitang tanan ng mga tao, katawan bilaw, dili lang dahil yung tagtuoan ng mga dagan tayo mga istorya sa Facebook. Think of if there are researches that are being done to support whatever is being listed. Mora din na importante para na maayo at panglawas. Tuo lang dahil yung tato kung nabasahan. Nanahalaga. Kinahanglan mo tana na evidence-based ba? Na-away research na bilhin mo may correct. So we should educate ourselves along that line.
Yes, okay. That's critical thinking. You are responsible for the info that you believe, that you consume. Dr. Donaldo?
So, di ba na ang ato mga topics, hindi kayo interesting kayo for us, not only for the doctors, but for all. Okay, mga topics na ito, paano kayo ang common, mura kuhan kayo sa ito ang lives, normal, common lives. Yeah, part of our program na ay mga estudiantes and also ito ang mga professionals nga mo present sa ilang papers. Maayos siguro na makita na how it is being done so that nakikal sa tanong, ilan yun din, ihiputan din ang nilong yan, asset preview. So, tingnan maikal sa ng ato mga viewers to really submit, to make their own own researchers, maybe student researchers or professional researchers. Ito sila tanaw.
Thank you, no? Thank you, Sir Jess, si Dr. Fernandez and Dr. Donaldo for joining atong Kapihan karon. And for those who are interested, again, the Central Visayas Health Research and Innovation Conference for this year will be on May 9 to 10 at the Cebu Institute of Technology University. So if you have questions, you can probably ask send your questions to the Facebook page, no, sa DOST Region 7. 7 is katong VIII, no, Roman numeral, no? You can search for them on Facebook or you can call DOST for more info. This is open to the public, this is free, so you can learn more about research and also verified research-based information regarding kanina mga topics that are kind of prevalent karon, no, in our community. So we'd also like to thank DOST for hosting our Kapihan and the Sky Cable for the delayed telecast. Salamat sa Sky Cable sa padayon nilang suporta sa Kapihan sa PIA and of course our friends from the media. So please, thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of the